A dumbbell pullover is not a chest exercise. And I know Jeff's like, people don't think of it as a chest exercise. That's because it isn't, Jeff. Hey there, Coach Devin here. Now, one thing that drives me more crazy than anything else is the fact that nowadays, online, anybody can spew off, say they're a trainer, and give you ideas, workout plans, and food tips and stuff, and a lot of them are wrong. A lot of them are horribly wrong. There's no science behind them. They're just kind of spitballing. And if you've run into stuff like this, write it up down below. I'd like to hear from you. One of the things that, and a guy that I actually follow and I like, not all the time, but I like a lot of his stuff he does, Jeff Cavaliere from AthleanX. Jeff just put out a video about a week or so ago, and it was about the top 3 exercises for your chest. And the first one was incline dumbbell press. In fact, he said these are the only 3 exercises that you have to do for your chest. That's it. No others. These are the ones. Which, I mean, as soon as you say that, I immediately go, you're looking for clicks. Like, that's clickbaity. It's not real. Like, you don't need the top 3 exercises. There's lots of good exercises for your chest. But anyway, I watched the video anyway. His first exercise, incline dumbbell presses. I'm on board. Yeah, that's a good exercise. The second one he came up with, high-low cable crossovers. Again, good exercise. I have no problems with it. I like it. Third one, dumbbell pullover. That's what it looks like. Okay, so, okay, something that strikes me about this is, number one, before we get into some of the other things that Jeff has going on here, a dumbbell pullover is not a chest exercise. And I know Jeff's like, people don't think of it as a chest exercise. That's because it isn't, Jeff. It's not, you're not using your chest on that exercise. And if you are, well, you just can't. Like, I guess you're squeezing the dumbbell maybe, and it's trying to make it a chest. It's not a chest exercise. That's like saying, I don't know, chest press is a good squat. A squat is a great chest exercise. It's not. Like, not all exercises work every muscle. And Jeff is a guy who should know this. It's not rocket science out there. A pullover, dumbbell pullover, you do not do for your chest. It just is what it is. I'm sorry. There's no science behind that. Science hasn't suddenly said, hey, that's a good chest exercise. It's not real. So right away, you kind of lose me a little bit in the video, Jeff, because right away I'm like, oh boy, it's one of these videos, is it? We're going to have one of these again? The thing that strikes me about this video and what makes me concerned across the board for this stuff is the fact that, you know what, Jeff did a video on chest exercises not too long ago, his best and worst chest exercises. Dumbbell pullover was not on either list because, again, it's not a chest exercise, so why would you include it? And incline chest press was not number 1 on the list. And the high-low cables were not number 1 on the list either, which strikes me that these people are just making videos for the sake of making videos and looking for clicks. It's kind of like back in the day when, there were muscle building magazines, right? There were lots of muscle magazines out there, and they'd say, you know what you should do? You should do heavy bench press, and then the next month it would say do light bench press for high reps, and then they say do push-ups. It was something new every month, and no one had a clue what to do. I spent a lot of time trying to follow these stupid programs that I didn't know when I was a teenager because I had no idea. There wasn't the internet back in those days. I am old. Don't make too much fun. I'm pretty old. There just wasn't the information out there, so the only thing you could depend on were these muscle magazines, and the muscle magazines weren't telling you the truth. They were just winging it. These online influencers, like the Jeff Cavalieres of the world, who Jeff is quite often not a bad guy, and he does some cool stuff, and there's some things on his page I like, but at least make it real. Like, this kind of stuff, someone out there is going to watch that video, and probably not one, because Jeff has millions and millions of followers, makes a ton of money on this stuff. He's only doing for the clickbait, and what do you get? You got people doing pullovers thinking they're working their chest. It's not going to work your chest. Guys, no, and I know not as many people will see this video as Jeff's video. I understand that, but you know what? I am a professional trainer. This is what I do for a living. I've been doing this almost 28 years now, which is, I don't know how old Jeff is, but I'm close to probably the amount of time Jeff's been alive. I've been doing this stuff. And I can tell you, he's winging it at this point, and that's a shame because the guy does have some very good advice to give on a lot of his videos. Many of his videos, I'm like, that's cool, I like that. Yeah, that makes sense, I like that, that's a cool exercise. Jeff does some very good stuff, but this is a clickbaity thing that is just looking for some top 3 exercises that everybody must do for your chest. And right away, people are like, damn, I want to check that out. And you know what? I'm the same. I looked at it and went, oh, shoot, okay, I'd like to see that. I'm curious. The problem we have is there's a lot of these pseudo-science people out there, and what they're doing is they're just trying to make money from you. They just want you to watch the video. If you watch the video, they make a little bit of money. I can tell you, I have like 4,700 followers, don't have that many subscribers. I make these videos because I'm trying to give you good information. I'm not going to give you information just based on whatever. I'm shooting off my mouth and changing my mind tomorrow. I stick with stuff. It's like saying suddenly that calories in, calories out doesn't work. It's like saying progressive overload doesn't work. For anybody out there, progressive overload means doing more weight or more work on every workout, training harder than you did last time, changing the tempo of your training, whatever. That works. There's some very consistent things scientifically in fitness that you have to do if you want to be more fit. Making clickbait videos is not one of them. Jeff Cavaliere, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, you're a better guy than that. You really are. I like the guy. I watch his videos quite often. I love them. Be careful, guys, about what you watch online, because people are making these videos and they make a ton. Jeff probably makes millions and millions of dollars based on the fact that he's just winging stuff. And the fact that they don't even line up, like he was doing best and worst chest exercises like a month ago or a month and a half ago, and now he's doing the top 3 and they don't line up. Something's wrong here, right? There's a problem. We have an issue because you're not consistent. Watch what people do. Don't take just because of the fact somebody's ripped as hell. Jeff is super lean, he's super fit. Don't take the fact that they look a certain way to say they can do something. Me included. I think I'm fairly fit. I'm not as lean as Jeff, but I don't try to be. Just because they're on YouTube and they got a lot of followers does not mean they know what they're talking about. Just because somebody is on YouTube and doesn't have a lot of followers doesn't mean they don't know what they're talking about. You know, you have to kind of dig your way through the junk out there. So be careful. I am a fan of AthleanX. I like him. Jeff Cavaliere, I like the guy. I think he's does some cool stuff. But in this case, wow. Dumbbell pullover? Really? It's not, look it up online. Go check it out. It's not a chest exercise in any way, shape, or form. You have comments, questions, things you want me to talk about, I will give you the honest truth. I'm not going to mess with you. This is what I do for a living. I work in a gym. I own a gym. I train clients still. I'm still on the floor. I've been doing this for 28 years. Write them up down below. I would love to hear from you. Have yourself an amazing day, everybody. Don't fight the awesome.